Alright, welcome back everybody to Haunted House. I unfortunately had a very good run with this character that I'm playing as, and I basically got to where the witch is, and I decided that instead of starting over I would just do a rolling start here. So that's what we're doing here. Now she's distracted, it's our chance! I was not a fan of the witch. Last ingredient's a naughty little child. I found her to be relatively difficult, even though her patterns are not difficult. I think it's just a matter of me learning how to do that, and obviously staying out of her way as she tries to use magic on me. Also, that does not immediately affect her. You have to wait for her cauldron to bubble over. And I'm pretty sure none of that works. What I did there, I'm pretty sure does not work on bosses. So our job here is to not take damage. Not let her shoot me. And then I'm going to have to use... at some point I'm gonna have to use, yeah, that. Will basically give me a new lease on life, so long as I do not take damage. Alright, one more time. I just have to move a little bit. Drop that in there, and then I gotta run. Make sure I don't take more damage than I have to. And that'll be it for her. And that's that. She's just a little rat. A little doopy rat. Or better run, little mouse, or I will scoop you up and turn you into goop. Alright, the door opens to the next area. Even though I got an urn shard, only 2 more to go. So you don't actually physically pick them up. The ghost picks it up from the Netherverse when you defeat bosses. And I'm pretty sure I cannot suck up the rat, even if I want to. Yeah. You're just like, please don't kill me. Fine by me, bitch. So, in the next room, we have, some bonus chests. Nifty. Except I didn't do this area in 9 minutes, under 9 minutes, and I'm guessing that's completed the map, but I'm not 100% sure either. So I neither completed the mission in under 9 minutes, nor completed the map. So, that's the door that proceeds me forward. And over here is probably a power-up guy. Yeah, the power-up guy. So I can spend my gemmy gems. Oh, it's good to see you. I can spend my power-up gems on increasing my lantern power, or health, or stamina. Starting coins doesn't really make much. There's no pull, no draw for me to do that, because the only person who seems to take coins in this game, unless I'm mistaken, because I'm not really playing. I don't have like a quote-unquote guide to look at. But the only person who seems to take coins is the ghost version of that salesman, his brother. So this must be the second area now, because this is just like the first area where it's giving me a drop that has, ooh, that's a spooky chair with a skelly man on it. And a hamburger. So, what was I saying? I was thinking of 2 things at the same time. I wanted to say, so now I forgot both of them. But yeah, this must be the second area, because this has an entrance much like the first area does. These guys are new. They have, these are, I feel like I've seen these enemies before. I mean, clearly they're highly affected by sound, which is why I'm using my little thing. to lure them away while I do what I just did. It's actually smart. It's like the one smart thing I've done here so far. But, got the new set of enemies. I expect more new enemies, or at least upgraded versions of the enemies I've already fought. But we'll see. Not 100% sure what we're gonna see going forward, but we'll give it a, like I said, a something chance. Yeah. I'm also sort of wondering about the character I have is supposed to be very fast. He's supposed to have high stamina and high speed, but he's not supposed to be very good when it comes to lantern power. And I wonder if the game is glitching and giving me like my regular character's lantern powers right now. Because, like I said, according to his statistics, he should have a slower lantern pull than some of the others. Also, as I noted, or rather I didn't note, we did pick up a key, so at some point after I die, I'm gonna have to go get my friends, just like I got this kid out of the basement. I'm gonna have to go get my next friend out of the basement, and there'll be two more. There's the cool dude with the haircut that's like split down the center. He's like the cool guy, you know, like the cool jock character or whatever. And then like there's like the short nerdy girl, or I don't really remember. And then there's the fat dumb kid. Well, I mean, he's probably not dumb, he's just fat is all. That's his defining characteristic, is being fat and hungry all the time, I'm sure. Let's run after this fucker. Yeah, let's take damage too, that's great. Lots of damage. Oh, no, actually I took a little bit of damage, but never mind. I retract my statement, I took a little bit of damage. So, these chests here seem to give, I mean, there's always a chance that they'll drop a item, but in a lot of cases, the chests just seem to drop more money than anything, which is fine. I mean, you know, essentially money in this game is more or less useless to me other than the ghost salesman, and I'm really only interested in the blue. Ooh, excuse me, blue treasure chest. Ugh. I like how the very creepy painting has those guys that jump out of them, and then because we ran into them in the basement area, there's also like fishmen that jump out of like little bubbly spots in the ground. Green bubble spots. Oh look, it's the chef. Hi, Mr. Chef. He's looking for his cheese grater. Oh wait, I had the cheese grater already, so he's giving me a little bit of bonus gems. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to collect these items. They seem to just randomly occur on runs. Oh. We're already the boss artifact again. This is interesting. We got a vampire. Lord Albert must be enraged since we woke him up. Unless you know what to do, let's find the 3 artifacts. I didn't take any damage here, I don't think. Wasn't paying attention, really. Same thing, though. We're gonna go find 3 artifacts. And then we're gonna exit this room. Ideally, we won't proc the, enemies in this room. They're very, what's the word I'm looking for? They are very sound-based, these enemies are. I know one of them is sleeping, but like this guy right here, he's sight-based. That guy there is sound-based, so he's gonna come running now. But because he didn't see me there, it's okay. You heard the noises. Yeah, I guess that's holy water. Like garlic and holy water or something. How high? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last, what's it called, is probably not here. It's probably to my left. This guy's running forever too. Look at him. Treasure there. That's fine. A little bit of damage, that's fine. It's okay. Doing okay right now. Need to keep dodging. Keep dodging, Chris. Only one more treasure chest. Alright, we found a cross or something. Kinda looks like the boomerang cross from Castlevania, you know. Run away, Chris. You only have 4 health. That's like 1 or 2 hits in this game. Alright, we did it. We got out. Now I can feed myself, maybe, and we'll see what else we can do. All I have right now is a hamburger, which is frustrating. I think I'm gonna die here. Probably should have ate the hamburger when I had the chance. Found it. Ooh, ghost costume. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I mean, they're very strong, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, ghost costume I wouldn't expect to see all that much because of how, like, it completely hides you from the other monsters, with probably the exception of the bosses. I can't imagine it would work against the bosses, but who knows. If you were doing the part where you're collecting the 3 items, it may work. I think it does work on them at that point, but I highly doubt if you get into a boss battle, they'll just fucking ignore you because you have ghost costume on. This area blows. This area is very, I don't know if complex is the right word. Ooh, that's a creepy looking fucking horse saw. Look at that thing. Whatever. I don't even know what to call that. It looks kind of like a wood horse. These guys down here are the same thing, but they've got like a fucking devil mask on. Pretty gross looking. We're gonna do it. What we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna dodge. I'm gonna dodge roll our way to victory here. Yeah, as soon as I start running, I'm creating too much noise. I have to find 3 of these. I found none of them so far. Ugh. We have a decent amount, I'm sure, to go before I get to the boss. I guess it's time for a story. We love stories, right? So I went to a wedding this past weekend, which by the time this episode airs would have been probably a weekend or 2 before, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. Probably closer to 1 week ago from when you hear this. And it was one of my cousins, one of my younger cousins, got married, which is nice. I haven't been to a ton of weddings, you know, overall in my life. Only really the ones that my mom kind of dragged me to when I was little. And then sort of on the other end of things, you know, my siblings, one of my siblings, gonna be 2 of my siblings have gotten married. A couple of my cousins have gotten married. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend one of them because it was too far away. I probably should have attended, but I don't know. I don't remember what I was doing at that point. I think there was some sort of conflict there as to why I didn't want to go, and being far away was just part of it, I think. But yeah, we had the wedding was local, so I went to it, and so the secret to doing this, these survival missions is to just bring up the map. If I haven't mentioned this in a previous video, I'm mentioning it now. I'm also going to mention that in the future I'm going to cut the time I'm just sort of on pause out of these games, because no point in me sitting here with you for 60 seconds at a time. But that's okay. I did take damage there, but they're not gonna keep dealing continual damage to me. I only get hit once there, and unless I take it off pause, I won't take more damage. Anywho, we went to the wedding, and I'm trying. Yes, I took it off pause, so now I'm taking damage. Not sure why I decided to do this, but whatever. And I survived, despite my best efforts to not. So you can actually leave that completely on pause, and not ever take it off pause. And what will actually happen is, when you get to that point, oh look, we're right at the boss door too. When we get to the point where the time runs out, you'll see all the enemies die, and it doesn't actually affect anything. You'll still be able to get the treasure chest. The game won't freeze on you or crash or anything. You're good. So like I said, I'm just gonna cut out those waiting periods where I have it on pause. And interestingly enough, here this is the same episode, and we're about to fight the second boss here. So depending on how well I do, we may beat 2 bosses in one episode. And that's without me editing or cutting out any footage either. Oh no, woke him up. We need to take care of him before he can get the fragment. Oh, before we can get the fragment, I'm sorry. Who dares disturb my rest? May your something. I don't know, I passed through it. Need to weaken him first. Use the light from the windows. Alright, well, we're gonna have to attack him, I guess, and then use stuff. I don't really see windows unless these chains are supposed to be windows, but right now I seem to be trying to capture him in a trap, and that's not working, so maybe I should focus on the windows next time instead of trapping him. It's okay though, we're gonna use this time to go into the basement, and we're gonna go rescue another one of our friends. I got one of the keys. Alright, I didn't actually expect to get to the boss there. I thought I'd have a little more time before I got to the boss. So I keep interrupting my story about the wedding. I mean, there's not really much happened in the wedding. I mean, obviously my cousin got married. You know, no one's stubborn. Was like, I object to this marriage. You know, that sort of stuff you only see in, like, romantic fiction. You know? It's like, oh no, his true love interrupts the last second, and they run off together. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. But in reality, you know, you talk about is family drama. Well, you know, I've got, include my mom. My mom's got, oh, if you don't count my mom, she's got 3 brothers, or 3 brothers and 2 sisters, okay? 2 thumbs up, okay? Of those brothers and sisters, 2 of the brothers show up, and obviously one of them is the mother of the bride, so she's obviously there. My mom's there. So 2 daughters, 2 sons out of 3 daughters and 3 sons showed up to this wedding. It's fine. One of them, the other daughter, wanted to be up for the wedding, but her flight got canceled due to a hurricane that blew through the area. So she wasn't able to make it, but she was a little upset. And then the last uncle, I guess he feeling well, or he was injured or something and couldn't make it. I don't know. But overall, a lot of fun. Wish my cousins would have all shown up, but I don't think there's only been one point where all 16 cousins were in the same location at the same time. And as odd as that sounds, it was like if you had said to me, I was like a teenager. I was a teenager when this happened. If you'd say to me, like, I don't even remember how old I was, we'll just make up a number, okay? I was 14 or 16 years old, and you were to tell me, you know, Chris, this is the last time all of your cousins are physically going to be in one location at the same time, I would have told you that you're fucking stupid. You know? Because, you know, at that point, my grandmother and grandfather were still in good health. You know, certainly we'll all be back for next, you know, to get together either for Thanksgiving or Christmas. But what ended up happening is, like, certain cousins wouldn't come in for Thanksgiving anymore. Well, that's what I should say, it's aunt and uncles wouldn't come in for Thanksgiving or Christmas anymore. So now you're down to really only Thanksgiving. And what seemed to happen is something would always happen where one or more of my cousins wasn't at these family gatherings. And then the next big event where we all should have been there at the same time was when my grandmother and grandfather had their 50th wedding anniversary, okay? And all the aunts and uncles showed up. And all of the cousins showed up except for two. And there was some sort of conflict where two of my cousins, despite the fact that their parents made it, had a conflict of interest, and they were either on a sporting event or camp or something, and it just kind of threw me off. Like, why wouldn't you come? Like, why wouldn't your parents make time for you? I don't know. I'm not judging anyone here. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, so, okay, my brother gets married. All of my cousins show up except for the same two that didn't attend my grandmother and grandfather's 50th. And I was like, okay. And then as we get further into this, like when my brother got married, and this was maybe about what, 10 years ago, there was a thing where the brothers and the sisters were starting to argue with each other more, and two of them decided they didn't want to talk to each other anymore, so they won't show up. They're at the same event, they won't show up. One of them won't show up. And that was 10 years ago, dude. Give it up. But I've talked about this before, you know, one of the maybe not underrated sins, but one of the ones that's most prevalent and is, as I've said before, is the root of all other sins is pride. And it just, you know, you believing that you are whatever, you're more important than anyone else, or that you're smarter than everybody else, or you're the main character of this universe. It just, I don't know. I have, you know, particularly as, you know, all of my aunts and uncles are Christians. They're all, you know, this concept of forgiveness, empathy, you know, in some cases seems to get lost on these people who are very religious, you know, or mostly religious, I guess. And, you know, I mean, this isn't sort of the first time or the first red flag where you'd be like, well, of course that's the way it's gonna happen, Chris, because just look at what they're doing in their real life. You know, you disagree with your pastor or whatever, so you change churches. Like, okay, I get it. You know, if your pastor's standing up there and he's telling you stuff that is against your belief, I mean, that's one thing, and it's an entirely different thing if you stand up there and you get pissed off because he chose some other kid to be first chair violin over your son. Like, you know, okay, man. I get it, you want to be the best. You know, you want your kids to be cool as well, and them to be... But, like, at the same time, like... You're one person, dude. You know, like, get over yourself, maybe? I don't know. I still love my aunts and uncles, all my aunts and uncles. I just sometimes wonder, like, how, you know, particularly as you grow up being raised by these people, and they often talk about, you need to act your age, you need to grow up, you need to blah, 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 blah. Whenever you do something stupid or childish, you know, do something that's dangerous that could hurt you or your siblings or your family members or property or whatever, and they just say, how could you be that stupid? You need to learn and grow up. And then at the same time they get old and they act like children, you know. So that's all I'm going to say about this subject. Just it's so ironic to me that, you know, you could on the one hand, you know, sort of be this model of maturity and logic and parental guidance, and at the same time be a complete hypocrite, you know, because at the end of the day you're too stuck in your ways to change or whatever.